Okay, so this is just going to be a quick video on how to work with numbers that are in scientific notation. So first of all, let's just remember what scientific notation is. It's a way for us to write really large numbers in a shorter format. So let's say we have 93 million, right? So to write that in scientific notation, you're going to write 9.3, right? Decimal always has to be after your first non-zero digit. And then you count over like how many spaces that is. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then it's times 10. That's always a 10, and then to the 7th power. Okay, and then if you have a number that's got a really large like decimal point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's say we have this. So again, our decimal point goes after our first non-zero digit. So in this case, we've got a 1.6, and then you count your decimal places. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So times 10 to the negative 16th power. So your exponent needs to be negative when you start with like a number smaller than 1. And if it's a large number, then it's a positive exponent. Okay, so when you are adding and subtracting in scientific notation, the first thing you need to check is that your powers of 10 are the same. So in this case, they are not. So we need to take our smaller one and we're going to make it larger. So to do that, I'm going to move my decimal 1 point to the left. So I'm going to rewrite this as 0.380 times 10 to the 6th. All right, so if you need to make your exponent larger, you're going to move it to the left. Right, and then we will just bring down our 1.62 times 10 to the 6th. Then you just add your numbers together. So we're going to add our 1.62 and our 0.38, and that's going to give us 2.00, and then still times 10 to the 6th. And then after you add, if your decimal is not in the right place, you would just move it like we did here. But if you need to make it a larger one, then you would go to the right. All right, so that works for addition and for subtraction. So you've got to have the same exponent, so move a decimal accordingly, add, and then adjust back if you need to. So let's look at one where we would have to adjust at the end. All right, so for this example, we already have the same exponents, so that's great. So we're just going to add our 4.875 and our 9.321, and that's going to give us 14.196 times 10 to the 7th. All right, but that's not going to work because our decimal needs to be here. So we're going to move it there. So we now have 1.4196 times 10, and since we moved to the left, our exponent's going to go up, and it's going to be 10 to the 8th. And that's going to be our final answer. So your answers need to be in correctly formatted scientific notation. Okay, so when we are multiplying two numbers in scientific notation, you're going to multiply your first numbers, and then you're just going to add your exponents. So we're going to do 5.4 times 9, which will give us 48.6. And then it's times 10, and then negative 3 plus 6 is 3. So just like before, we're not in the correct format, so we've got to move our decimal place and then increase our exponent. So it's going to be 4.86 times 10 to the 4th. Okay, so when we are dividing with scientific notation, we're going to divide our numbers on the front. So we're going to do 2 divided by 5, which will give us 0.40, and then times 10, and then we're going to subtract our exponent. So we're going to do 9 minus 6, which will give us to the third. So, this time to get our exponent in the right format, we have to move our decimal point to the right. And if you go to the right, you're going to increase your exponent. So our final answer will be 4.0 times 10 to the... No. Decrease, right? Because we increased last time. So times 10 to the second.